It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by Talking Rocks Cavern. Explore the beauty above and below ground at Talking Rocks Cavern. And the Springfield Greene County Park Board, reminding you to go play. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Good morning to you. It is Wednesday. Hope you're having a good week so far. We're midway through, and we begin this Wednesday with some news.
All right. We now know a woman from Missouri was among the at least 14 Americans killed by Hamas terrorists in their attack on Israel over the weekend. Deborah Mathis was an American citizen living in Israel when she died, along with her husband. They were apparently shielding her 16-year-old son from the gunshots. The terrorists killed more than 1,000 people in Israel in that surprise attack that targeted civilians. At least 20 Americans are still missing from Israel. Deborah Mathis was born in Boone County, Missouri.
Man, affects everybody. A Missouri appeals court ruled with a high school football player and against Springfield Public Schools. SPS had asked that the appeals court reverse the playing eligibility of student athlete Kylan Mabins. A previous judge ruled Mabins can play football for his new team, Glendale High School, after he left Kickapoo High School. He cited hardship as the reason for the switch, but the Missouri High School Athletic Association initially denied his eligibility. Then a Greene County judge overruled the high school association. The attempted appeal of that decision was just denied. That's what just happened. Making the situation even more tense is that Glendale plays Kickapoo this Friday night. A lot of people will be watching that, no doubt. Drury University is planning to add a new Department of Engineering for the next school year. In fact, the university is already accepting applications for that program, which will award bachelor's degrees in electrical and mechanical engineering.
I feel like we've done a few stories with Drury. They added the PA program and then something else. So yeah, expanding the selection for degrees there. That's exciting. Go Drury. Yep. Missouri is offering tax credits for meat processors and producers of certain crops. The Missouri Agricultural and Small Business Development Authority is currently accepting applications for the tax credit programs. Meat processors can get a tax credit of up to 25% of eligible expenses. All right, home sales in the Springfield area were down 25% in September of this year compared to September of last year. Homes were also on the market for more time, 24 days on average in September of this year compared to 17 days on average in September of last year. But either way, 17 days or 24 days, to me, that's like a really quick movement, isn't it?
I think a lot of people, I'd be happy with that if the house sold in 3 weeks, pretty much. But things were so crazy there for a while that it has to come back down a little bit, right? And get back to what we think at least is normal.
Yeah.
Because that was at a pace that was unsustainable for a long period of time. So if you scored, congratulations.
Yeah.
Because some people timed it right. Buy low, sell high. Good news for Missouri outdoorsmen and any youth that enjoy hunting, archery, and the great outdoors. There was concern last year after the Uvalde, Texas school shooting that hunter education programs, shooting education, and archery programs could go away in public schools. But not so. The president just signed legislation to protect federal funding for K through 12 schools with those programs. It is all part of a new Protecting Hunting Heritage and Education Act, so they survive. We could see some improvements at the Dome at America's Center up in St. Louis, former home, of course, of the St. Louis Rams. The agency that owns it has more than $70 million in NFL Rams settlement money now and is considering using it to improve the old stadium by adding new turf, lighting, some work on the outside, and some other things as well. That's where the St. Louis XFL team plays now. The city of St. Louis County, and the state of Missouri, all three pay big money every year on that for maintenance, and that expires this year. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that giant building.
I forget that they still have the team that is playing there. So that makes sense. But otherwise, I was thinking they've got to, if they're going to spend that kind of money on it, surely they've got to be attracting someone else or in the process thereof. But maybe not if the other team is still playing there, because I'd forgotten about them.
XFL.
So, yeah. The XFL. All right, now to this. Buc-ee's. You all know Buc-ee's, right? It's starting to hire people for its new Springfield location. I'm super excited because I haven't gotten to go in yet, ever to one. So we shall see. They are hosting a hiring event on Sunday by invitation only. That's interesting.
Ooh la la.
That's interesting.
Is it a black tie event?
I don't know. I mean, it's just funny because at a hiring event, how do you know who you want to invite? Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, they've been using some online job sources like Indeed and Jobs R Us or something like
right.
that.
All the ones. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so they are hosting it, but again, you had to be invited. The Buc-ee's is going in along I-44 on the northeast side of Springfield, and it will be the very first location in Missouri for the very popular chain. I feel like I've heard all about it, never seen one. They are going to be hiring about 225 people for that store, and the opening date has not yet been announced.
They've been working on it forever. I know that much. I can't imagine. I mean, what's weird is that it's taking so long because my understanding is that they all are. It's the same. It's the same layout. Yeah, it's just it's the same. The building's the same everywhere. So I don't know what's taking so long, but that's neither here nor there.
It's a big old foundation that they got to get right before they can start putting up the walls.
Yeah, but I mean they're good at it. They do it all the time. I'm excited to see it. They've got a very high bar to pass for me because I'm a big fan of Wally's, as you know, up in the St. Louis area. It's in outside St. Louis, Fenton. So if you're driving to St. Louis, you'll pass it. As you get to Fenton, it'll be on your left. And it is a giant.
This is not a paid commercial for Wally's. Ethan is truly that big of a fan.
Yeah, it's a giant convenience store. It's got great lighting. They've got all the things that I think Buc-ee has.
They've got great beef jerky.
They do.
They've got great
ice cream.
Their coffee was
Okay, fair enough. We'll have to try Buc-ee's coffee and see how.
it was like,
Anyway, I think it's pretty much the same thing as Wally's, or Buc-ee's is the same as Wally's. Wally's is the same as Buc-ee's. I do, however, I know that I like Wally's color scheme a lot better, and the mascot.
Yeah. Okay.
The mascot
that's important. The mascot's important.
At Wally's is a bear, and the mascot at Buc-ee's is a beaver. The color scheme is there's a lot of bright orange up in St. Louis at Wally's. It's like brown for Buc-ee's, so they're already starting. I'm not thrilled with that, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm excited for Buc-ee's because I've heard so many people talk about how cool it is, and I've never seen one. So, all right, moving on. Go for it.
Yeah. Come tomorrow, NASA is planning to launch its Psyche spacecraft into outer space to study an asteroid, and not just any asteroid, one that has more metal in it than it does rock or ice. So that's interesting. Psyche will fly via the SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket. If all goes well, the van-sized aircraft will spend nearly 6 years traveling to one of the largest asteroids in our solar system. And then it will be able to take pictures, do surface mapping, and other data collection. Is it going to land on the asteroid like I
don't know. It's interesting because listen, if there's one thing that
Armageddon?
I'm totally ignorant about, let's be honest, there's a lot of things I'm totally ignorant about. But add this one to the list. It's space. I know it's needed. I know it's cool. I know it's necessary. But I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know. I'm thankful for satellites.
Yeah. It's going to land on, I just looked it up. It's going to land on the asteroid. Just like Armageddon. Isn't it Armageddon? The space movie?
I don't
Bruce
know.
Willis?
Oh, wait. Yeah. Hold on. We went to see this. No, not Armageddon. Apollo.
Oh, it's not Apollo. Oh, my God.
I don't know.
We sound like idiots right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Stop while we're ahead. I think
We're
there's a
already
proverb
behind.
about just shutting
Too
your
late.
mouth if you don't know what you're talking
Too
about.
late. You said Apollo.
You said Armageddon. It's not that either.
I'm looking it up. Go ahead.
Okay.
You go.
All right. Here we are. I hope that you are not in this number, but you might be, especially if you are
It
my
is
mother,
Armageddon.
who I love dearly, who I love dearly, but this would be something that would represent her. The feds say that Americans have lost nearly $3 billion from scams that originate on social media, mainly Facebook and Instagram. So that's way higher than on scam phone calls, emails, text, regular mail. It's social media these days that's taken the cake. One of the top frequent offenders is this. And I know my mom does not listen, but if she did, this would be the one. Buying an item on a Facebook or an Instagram ad that doesn't actually ever come in the mail. That alone accounted for 44% of all social media fraud reports, because you see the Facebook ad, they know what you like and dislike because they've been watching you. And so you think it's real, but it's not. $3 billion worth, according to the FTC. That's crazy. However, there is a higher percentage, and that is fake investment opportunities that people fall for. And that is the highest number of dollars lost. At 53% of the dollars lost go to fake investment opportunities that people fall for.
You know what bothers me about that, the scam things on social media, is that Facebook, and it's usually Facebook, there should be some sort of vetting process for Facebook whenever, especially whenever they're running ads. And Facebook starts to get some complaints about, hey, I ordered this, I never received it. You get a few of those, and you kind of figure out they should ban that advertiser because it's a scam.
Right.
But I don't think they do. I don't know how long it takes them to actually ban somebody. But I've seen devices that I've been told were a scam that keep showing up as an ad on my feed. So
That's
I don't know if nobody's reporting it or what.
Yeah. Which I can't imagine that no one would report it if you're talking about that many people, but maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, so be careful is the moral of the story. And you could just take my approach. Trust no one online,
That's pretty much true.
I just prefer the brick and mortar store. That's all. Okay, before we go. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You know what the other moral of the story is?
What's that?
Is that it is Armageddon.
Congratulations.
It's the Bruce Willis movie, Armageddon, about landing on an asteroid, blowing up an asteroid that's headed to Earth.
Do it. I like
Aerosmith's
it.
in it.
Nice.
Liv Tyler.
Okay.
Bruce Willis, of course, and Ben Affleck.
Hey, listen, we know you're right.
Good movie.
And we're excited about it. I'm excited about it,
It's a good movie. You said Apollo. Recording of
it. Okay, before we go, this is what I want to say. I want to say, drum roll. Congratulations to Bob from Lebanon. Bob from Lebanon.
Way to go,
Bob.
Bob.
We'll be in touch with you because you are the week 5 winner of the Guess the Score giveaway.
Nice.
So that's very exciting.
Yeah.
And
cool.
He was able to guess the total score of both teams, which for his, it was Kansas City and the Minnesota Vikings. And he guessed closest without going over. So he gets 2 tickets to the Chiefs versus the Los Angeles Chargers happening on October 22nd.
Very cool. Way to go, Bob.
I know. Seriously.
What about Bob?
What about Bob? Go Bob from Lebanon. I'd say your last name, but I don't want anybody to steal the tickets from you. So there you go. But we'll be in touch. We got it.
Yeah.
By the way, the next Chiefs game is this Thursday.
I know. Thursday
tomorrow.
night.
Oh my goodness gracious alive.
It's a quick turnaround, Sunday to Thursday.
Yeah. So if you go to aroundtheozarks.com, go to contest, you will see where you can enter for your chance to win either Chiefs tickets to a game at Arrowhead or a signed jersey. So go guess the score. You don't have to be a football genius. I mean, anybody can do it because it's a guess. So yeah, you add up the scores of what you think each team will score. You add that number together, you enter it to win, and it has to be closest to without going over.
Got it.
There you go.
Sounds good. That sounds
easy
good.
enough. Easy enough. Yeah. Go, Bob, go. All right, you guys, we'll see you back here tomorrow. We hope you have a great day.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Share it with your friends, and have a fantastic day. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Wednesday morning. Temperature is so much warmer this morning than what we experienced the last couple. We have temps in the mid 50s early on, even warmer up in central Missouri. We have some low 60s out there early today. So enjoy the warmth. I've got a big cool down in this forecast. So this warm weather will not be sticking around too much longer. High temperature today on this Wednesday, we are heading to 80 degrees. It is going to be one of the warmest of the work week forecast, and it's also going to be kind of breezy. So let's jump right into it, shall we? Warm and windy in the headlines for today's forecast. I have a southwest breeze in the forecast that could be gusting over 30 miles an hour today. I think wind gusts will be even stronger tomorrow, so it's something to keep in mind as we head into the next couple of days. I expect that we see temperatures that are going to be climbing into the low 80s today, and they're going to crash down by the weekend. I mentioned the winds. Today, we're gusting to 30. I think tomorrow, Thursday, we could see some wind gusts near 40 miles an hour. It's going to be incredibly warm and windy across the region. So just hold on to your hat. If you have any outdoor plans or you are hoping to take advantage of the warmer temperatures this week, the trade-off here is the wind. So if you're doing a painting project or something like that, I mean, with leaves blowing around and the wind, it could be kind of bothersome. So something to keep in mind for sure. That holds true both today and tomorrow. There is this small rain chance in the forecast. I've been watching the radar, a little bit of rain activity up in central Missouri. What happened overnight, and one of the reasons we're so warm this morning, is that a cold front's been lifting north through the area, landing up in central Missouri. So there may be a few showers along that frontal boundary before lunch today. Otherwise, we're staying dry in the forecast today, and I do have more sunshine to greet us. Better rain chances this week. They are going to be with us late tomorrow night into early Friday. The best chance for rain is going to be Thursday night into Friday morning. I got to tell you, the rain chances are looking more and more limited as days go on and models get a better handle on how this is going to play out. It's not going to be this big, huge soaking rain that comes through, but the best chance for rain and a few thunderstorms happens late tomorrow night into early Friday. Chance for precip today, I told you it's going to be our northern counties, central Missouri, areas north of Highway 54, and it's only about a 10 to 20% chance in those regions. Rain chance gets better. Thursday night, this is going to be a widespread area, and this is when a cold front is going to be pushing through the area. So I expect we have the best chance for rain and storms to move through then. We'll hold on to some lingering showers, perhaps a rumble of thunder or two, mainly east of Highway 65 on Friday morning. And then those showers will come to an end in the afternoon on Friday. And what we're going to be left with for the weekend is a huge cool down behind that cold front. We have a very chilly weekend in store for you with the northwest wind that's going to be gusty. So not only are we talking windy conditions today and tomorrow, we've got strong winds in the forecast for the weekend too. They're warm winds out of the southwest today and tomorrow. They're cold winds out of the northwest by the time we get to Saturday and Sunday. So that's going to be ushering in some of the cooler temperatures, and you'll see that reflected in my extended forecast. High temperature today, right around 80 degrees. We're close to 80 on Thursday as well with that strong south wind. Even stronger tomorrow. I have gusts to 40 on Thursday, so maybe a concern. The direction there is going to be out of the south. Drivers, make sure you're just holding on to the steering wheel a little bit tighter on Thursday. By Thursday night, we see that frontal boundary approach. We get rain and storms in the forecast. Friday morning, temperatures are pretty mild, but temps start to drop then on Friday, and we land in the 50s for highs by Saturday. That'll come with a northwest wind at about 25 mile an hour gusts. So it's not going to feel too nice on Saturday afternoon. Definitely feeling more like fall, and the cooler temperatures will be here for sure. Around the country, making headlines in the next couple of days is going to be accumulating snowfall. It's on the way for the Rockies, central and northern Rockies, expecting some of the first flakes of the season. Not unusual for them. This is not early. However, it will be the first one of the season. So maybe those folks are looking forward to that. Definitely a good start for the ski season with the first accumulating snow beginning in October. We've got heavy rain in the forecast from the Gulf Coast through portions of Alabama and Georgia. That's going to be taking place through Thursday. And it's the same weather system that's bringing us the big dip in temperatures. Also, a headline for us in the Ozarks, the fall foliage forecast. The leaves are looking pretty good already. However, I think we see peak in about 2 weeks. It's kind of right on par with where we typically are. It's almost always right around Halloween time that we get the best fall color. So if you're planning family photos or something like that, 2-3 weeks, and then the leaves are going to start getting brown and not as pretty. We'll start losing a bunch of them as we head into the first week of November. So maybe something to keep in mind as you're planning out your next couple of weekends. All right, here is the Wake Up Weather Brain Twister question this morning, brought to you by Scooters Coffee. Your chance to win $20 to Scooters every single weekday on Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. Here's the question that I left you with yesterday. The lawsuit between Christopher Columbus's heirs and the Spanish monarchy lasted about how many years? And the options that I gave you were A, 50 years, B, 100 years, C, 200 years, or D, 300 years. If you entered your guess and you went big, 300 years, you would be correct. It's almost hard to even imagine that. But Christopher Columbus's heirs sued the Spanish crown, claiming that Columbus was deprived of his profits. That was the agreement before he set out to the New World. The lawsuits did not end until almost 300 years after Columbus first set sail. So the distant heirs probably would have been pretty happy with that. However, they were so far removed at that point that I'm not sure they even knew the details. 300 years later, that's how long it took to settle that dispute. All right, here is your Wake Up Weather Brain Twister question for tomorrow morning. Your chance to win $20 on average. How many pounds of candy does each American get from trick-or-treating? Do you think it is A, 2 pounds, B, 3 pounds, C, 4 pounds, D, 5 pounds? On average, how many pounds of candy does each American get from trick-or-treating? That's the question that I have for you this morning. I'll have the answer early tomorrow morning. And if you have a guess, make sure you log on aroundtheozarks.com. Submit your guess. It is free to do so. And all you have to do is win a chance at a $20 Scooters gift card. All correct answers will be entered into a pool. So you can't make a bad decision here. Take a stab at it. You might win. We will let you know if you do. Head on over to the website to check that out. You can also find up-to-the-date weather information there. And if you have a weather question that you want answered, feel free to email me, Abby@aroundtheozarks.com. I'd be happy to chat with you or forecast for your upcoming event. Just let me know. Thanks for listening this morning on Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. I will talk to you early tomorrow morning.